Breaking. Chang Wook and Nam Hyun confirm relationship. The real couple that stole hearts is now real. The world of K-drama just blurred the lines between fiction and reality. In a revelation that sent shockwaves through fans across the globe, Suspicious Partner co-stars Chang Wook and Nam Hyun have finally confirmed what many suspected but dared not hope. They are indeed in a romantic relationship. And the way it happened. A scene so cinematic, so ridiculously perfect, it could have been lifted straight from a drama script. The night Seoul stopped breathing. It began on a cool August evening in Seoul. The Han River sparkled like 1,000 camera flashes, and the skyline glowed under the heavy blush of twilight. Chang Wook, dressed in a crisp black blazer over a white t-shirt, was spotted exiting a sleek black Genesis sedan. Minutes later, Nam Hyun arrived, wearing an ivory sundress that seemed to catch and hold every shard of fading light. No one knew this was the night. Not until they walked toward the riverbank, hand in hand. Not until they paused beneath the towering bridge, the very one where they had filmed an emotional scene years ago for Suspicious Partner. The symbolism wasn't lost on the fans who had gathered nearby. Suddenly, Chang Wook pulled Nam Hyun closer, whispered something only she could hear and kissed her. Not the safe, scripted pecks fans see in press events. This was slow, deliberate, and tender. The kind of kiss that says, "I've been holding this in for years." Gasps rippled through the crowd. Cameras clicked like rapid-fire gunshots. By the time the couple pulled apart, the internet was already in flames. The official confirmation. A press conference that felt like a drama premiere. Less than 12 hours later, their agencies called for a joint press conference. The venue. The Grand Hyatt Seoul's glass-walled ballroom, overlooking the very river that had witnessed their public display of affection. Nam Hyun arrived first, her hair swept into a loose bun, her peach-colored suit making her look effortlessly regal. She smiled politely at reporters, but her fingers fidgeted against the hem of her jacket. Then Chang Wook walked in. No script, no entourage, no rehearsed lines. Just that warm, disarming smile that made him the nation's heartthrob. He didn't take the podium immediately. Instead, he crossed the room, took Nam Hyun's hand in front of hundreds of flashing cameras, and held it as if letting go was unthinkable. "Good morning," he began, his voice deep but soft. "I'm not here today as an actor. I'm here as a man who is in love." The ballroom went pin-drop silent. Nam Hyun's eyes glistened. She leaned toward the microphone and added, "We didn't plan for this moment to happen this way, but it's time we stop hiding." It was official. Years of speculation, shipping wars, and whispered rumors finally exploded into a headline. Chang Wook and Nam Hyun. From on-screen lovers to real-life soulmates. Behind the love story. 6 years in the making. Insiders say this love story didn't spark overnight. It began in 2017, during the filming of Suspicious Partner. The drama's romantic tension felt too real, too natural, and now we know why. One crew member recalled, even between takes, they'd laugh like they were sharing a secret no one else could hear. Chang Wook would bring her coffee in the mornings, always exactly the way she liked it. 2 pumps of hazelnut, oat milk, extra foam. That's not just co-star behavior. But when Chang Wook enlisted in the military later that year, the rumor mill went quiet. Yet, according to close friends, Nam Hyun wrote him letters every month, often sneaking in photos of random street scenes or desserts she thought he'd like. In 2019, after his discharge, they were spotted dining together in Itaewon, but both agencies denied romance at the time. "They're just close friends," the statement read. But fans noticed the way his gaze lingered a second too long, the way her laughter seemed to rise just a little higher when he was near. The Han River moment. Why they chose now. Sources close to the couple say the Han River reveal wasn't impulsive. It was planned. "They've been wanting to go public for months," an insider revealed. But Chang Wook wanted to do it in a place that meant something to both of them, where their story started for the fans, and where they could rewrite it as their own. And so, last night's stroll wasn't just a date. It was a carefully chosen chapter break in their shared narrative, The bridge from real to real. Fans react. The internet melts. Within minutes of the press conference, hashtags like #Changji Forever and #Suspicious Partner No More trended worldwide. Fans shared old drama stills alongside last night's kiss, pointing out how life had imitated art down to the tiniest details. One viral tweet read, 2017. Pretending to be in love for a drama. 2025. Pretending they aren't in love was impossible. Even fellow actors chimed in. Park Min-young commented on Nam Ji-hyun's Instagram photo from the press event with, "I knew it. You two were terrible at hiding." The after party. And a private vow. Later that night, away from the chaos of cameras, Chang Wook and Nam Ji-hyun reportedly celebrated with a small group of friends at a candlelit rooftop bar in Hanamdong. Witnesses say the two sat tucked into a corner booth, fingers intertwined the entire time. At one point, as the city lights reflected in her eyes, Chang Wook leaned in and said something that made Nam Ji-hyun cover her face in shy laughter. One onlooker swore they heard him whisper, "This is just the beginning. What's next? A future together." While neither confirmed marriage plans, their smiles during the press conference hinted at something deeper than a casual romance. A source close to Chang Wook revealed, "He's serious. He's not the type to go public unless he's thinking long-term. With Ji-hyun, it's not about the excitement of the moment, it's about building a life." And Nam Ji-hyun. She's reportedly been introducing him to family more often in recent months, including a private dinner with her parents in Jeju earlier this summer. The cinematic ending. Or beginning. As the sun set again over the Han River the day after their big reveal, a small group of fans gathered at the same spot where it all began. Someone had tied a red ribbon to the bridge railing with a note that read, "Every great drama deserves a sequel. We're ready for yours." And maybe that's the beauty of this story. It doesn't end with a fade to black kiss or a neatly tied plot twist. Chang Wook and Nam Ji-hyun have stepped off the set and into the messiness, beauty, and unpredictability of real life. The night didn't start with fireworks. It started with stillness. A gentle wind rolled across the Han River, teasing ripples into the mirrored surface. Street lamps bathed the pedestrian walkway in a golden hue, while the hum of distant traffic softened into background music for something that felt inevitable. At 7:43 p.m., a sleek black Genesis sedan pulled into a discreet parking spot near the Banpo Bridge. The door opened and out stepped Chang Wook, his presence commanding without trying. His dark blazer, casually unbuttoned over a plain white t-shirt, contrasted with the effortless charisma that clung to him like cologne. The first to spot him was a young couple on a bicycle date. The girl gasped, tugging her boyfriend's sleeve, and fumbled for her phone. But Chang Wook didn't notice, or maybe he did, but tonight, nothing could distract him from the woman he was about to meet. 8 minutes later, another car arrived. This time it was a champagne-colored Mini Cooper. The door opened slowly, as though the person inside was savoring the moment before stepping into a memory they'd never forget. Nam Ji-hyun emerged in an ivory sundress, the fabric swaying gently with the breeze, her hair loose and kissed by the soft glow of the street lamps. Even from 20 meters away, their eyes locked, the kind of magnetic connection you could feel without needing to see the fine details. She smiled, just barely, but it was enough to shift the rhythm of the air between them. The walk that changed everything. They didn't rush to each other. They walked slowly, letting the space between them dissolve one step at a time. With each pace, the chatter of nearby joggers and cyclists faded, replaced by the sound of the river lapping softly against the embankment. When they finally stood face to face, Chang Wook's lips curved into that signature half-smile, the one fans had memorized from years of drama close-ups. But in person, with no cameras rolling, it carried something deeper. "You're late," he teased gently. "You're early," she countered, her tone light but her gaze unwavering. He reached out, taking her hand, not tentatively, but with the sureness of someone who had been holding back far too long. The crowd that had been pretending not to stare now couldn't look away. The bridge, and the flash of memories. They made their way toward the Banpo Bridge, the soft click of her sandals matching the steady rhythm of his footsteps. The city's neon lights reflected off the water, creating a surreal tapestry of color around them. It was there, under the shadow of the bridge, that they stopped. This wasn't just any spot. It was the exact location where they had filmed one of Suspicious Partner's most unforgettable emotional scenes. The nostalgia was almost tangible, weaving itself into the fabric of the night. Nam Ji-hyun's fingers tightened around his. "Feels like déjà vu," she whispered. He chuckled softly. "Except this time, I'm not reading lines." The kiss that broke the internet. The moment happened slowly. He stepped closer, their hands still intertwined. The air between them thickened, charged, electric. His free hand rose, brushing a loose strand of hair from her face. His fingertips lingering just a second too long against her cheek. She looked up at him, her eyes reflecting the shimmering lights of Seoul's skyline. Her breath caught, maybe from the cool air, maybe from the fact that she knew exactly what was coming. Chang Wook leaned in, closing the distance, and pressed his lips to hers. It wasn't a staged kiss. There was no perfect camera angle, no director calling cut. It was deliberate, slow, and impossibly tender. His thumb traced the curve of her jaw as if to remind her, and maybe himself, that this was real. Gasps erupted from the few onlookers who had been watching from a distance. Someone's phone clattered to the ground, its owner too stunned to notice. The clicking of camera shutters followed almost instantly, the scene captured from every possible angle, not that it needed multiple perspectives. That kiss, in that moment, told the entire story. The crowd's reaction. Within seconds, whispers turned into murmurs, and murmurs into excited chatter. A group of university students on a late-night walk froze in place, mouths open. An elderly couple passing by stopped to watch, the woman nudging her husband with a knowing smile. One teenage girl, holding back squeals, muttered into her phone, "It's them, it's really them. Chang Wook and Nam Ji-hyun. I'm watching them kiss right now by the Han River." After the kiss, a silent conversation. When they finally pulled apart, Chang Wook didn't let go of her hand. They both stood still for a moment, breathing in the gravity of what had just happened. "Do you know what you just did?" she asked quietly, a playful warning in her voice. "I know exactly what I did," he replied, his smile returning, softer this time but laced with certainty. "I told everyone what I should have said years ago." They didn't need to say more. The city spoke for them. The hum of cars crossing the bridge above, the laughter of strangers in the distance, the ripple of the river carrying away the last traces of secrecy. Leaving together. The crowd didn't disperse. They followed discreetly at a distance as the couple began walking back toward their cars. But instead of parting ways, Chang Wook guided Nam Ji-hyun toward his Genesis. She didn't protest. Before getting in, she glanced at the cluster of onlookers, fans, reporters, and the merely curious. Her lips curved into a small, knowing smile. Without a word, she slid into the passenger seat. Chang Wook circled to the driver's side, giving the crowd one final nod before starting the engine. The car pulled away slowly, melting into the endless flow of Seoul's nighttime traffic, leaving behind a trail of stunned silence and buzzing phones. And just like that, the moment became immortal. Within minutes, photos and videos flooded social media. The kiss replayed in slow motion, the streetlights casting their silhouettes in perfect symmetry. The phrase, "The night Seoul stopped breathing," began trending before they even reached their destination. For years, fans had imagined what it would look like if their favorite on-screen pairing became real. Tonight they didn't have to imagine anymore. And somewhere in the quiet of the moving car, Chang Wook reached across the console, took Nam Ji-hyun's hand again